I've been lurking here for a while, but never thought I'd be posting my own story. But here I am. My girlfriend, 28 female, and I, 29 male, have been together for 8 years, living together for the last 4. We share an apartment, have a dog named Buddy, and I was seriously thinking about proposing next year. Life was good. Lately, she's been acting weird. She's super protective of her phone all of a sudden, taking it with her everywhere, even to the shower. She's been going out more often, saying she's meeting up with old college friends or having girls' nights. I didn't think much of it at first, but something just felt off. A couple of weeks ago, she went out for one of those girls' nights. After she left, I noticed her laptop was open on the kitchen table. Curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to take a peek. Her messages were synced, and I found out she's been cheating on me with at least 3 different guys from her college days. There were explicit messages, nudes, deleted videos, which I doubt were anything good, reminiscing about the good old days, and inside jokes that went way over my head. One guy even mentioned how he couldn't wait for another night like sophomore year. Ouch. Some of these conversations dated back months, maybe even a year. I felt like a total idiot. It seems like she's been cheating on me since the beginning of our relationship, and with the same group of men too. So she was never mine, ever. Not exclusively, not since the beginning till now. I wanted to call her to confront her, but I decided against it. Instead, I started thinking about how to get out of this mess with as little drama as possible. So, I've been secretly preparing to leave. I've talked to a lawyer to understand my rights regarding our lease and shared stuff. I've opened a new bank account and started moving my money over bit by bit. When she's not around, I've been packing up my personal things and important documents and storing them at my brother's place. I've even started looking for a new apartment closer to my job. Acting normal around her is freaking exhausting, but I feel like I need to get my ducks in a row before dropping the bomb. I haven't told anyone. No friends, no family, just my brother. I'm kinda embarrassed. Plus, I don't want word getting back to her before I'm ready. So, am I wrong for handling it this way? Should I have confronted her right away instead of sneaking around? I feel crappy about being secretive, but then again, she's been lying to me for who knows how long. Thanks for sticking around to read this. Update. Hey everyone. First off, I just want to say thanks for all the support and advice you gave me on my last post. It really helped me get my head straight. So here's what's happened since. Over the past week, I quietly moved all my money into a new account that she doesn't have access to, nor is linked to any of her subscriptions. I also canceled any credit cards that we shared or that she was an authorized user on. Didn't want any surprises popping up. While she was out on another one of her girl nights, I took the chance to pack up my stuff and get out. I had a couple of friends help me, and we managed to move everything important in a few hours. I left behind anything that was hers or that we bought together. Figured it was best to avoid any messy disputes over belongings. I contacted our landlord to break the lease. Ended up paying a penalty fee, but it was worth it to make a clean break. Legally, I couldn't take her name off the lease without her consent, but at least I'm no longer tied to the apartment. I also changed my phone number, got a new SIM card, and updated my contact info with work, banks, etc. Thought that would be enough to keep her from reaching me. Well, turns out I was wrong. A few days ago, she showed up at my workplace. Not sure how she found her way in, but she came in and made a scene in the lobby, demanding to see me. Security called up to let me know she was there. I decided to go down and talk to her, mainly to prevent any further drama at work. She was clearly upset, asking why I left and why I was ignoring her. I told her straight up that I knew about her cheating with those guys from college. She broke down crying at that. She kept apologizing, saying it didn't mean anything and that she wanted to fix things. I told her I didn't want her, that had I known she was shared property, I never would have wanted her. As of now, I'm doing okay. It's weird. I feel relieved, but also kind of numb. Part of me can't believe this is where we ended up after 8 years together. Story 2. Hey everyone, I'm new here and honestly never thought I'd be in this position. I could really use some advice. About 2 years ago, I moved to a new city to be with my girlfriend. Things were great, we were happy, got along well, and I genuinely thought we were building a future together. I travel occasionally for work, and about a month ago, I had to go on a 2-week trip overseas. While I was away, we kept in touch, texting daily, video calls, the usual I love you and I miss you stuff. She mentioned reconnecting with some old friends from college, which I was happy about since she didn't have a huge social circle in our city. Towards the end of my trip, communication from her became less frequent. She said she was busy with work and catching up with friends. I didn't think much of it at first. The night before I returned, she was oddly distant during our call and seemed eager to get off the phone. When I got back home, she met me at the airport and immediately said we needed to talk. She told me she wasn't happy anymore and thought we should break up. It blindsided me. She listed vague reasons that didn't make much sense and seemed almost rehearsed. Over the next few days, I tried to understand what went wrong. She admitted she was struggling with some personal issues, including stress and anxiety. She suggested we take a break, but left the door open to possibly working things out later. I moved out to give her space and stayed with a friend. A week later, she apologized, saying she was going through some personal issues and had acted impulsively. She suggested we try to work things out. I was relieved and agreed to give it another shot. For the next couple weeks, we tried to get back to normal, but something felt off. She was often distracted, spending a lot of time on her phone, and seemed emotionally distant. I tried to be patient, thinking she might still be dealing with whatever was bothering her. Then, a few days ago, I noticed on social media that a guy I'd never heard of was interacting with her posts, leaving comments, reacting to her stories, that kind of thing. Curiosity got the better of me, and I did a little digging. I found out that they'd been spending time together while I was away, and even after we got back together. I confronted her about it, asking if there was someone else involved. She denied it, saying they were just friends and that our breakup had nothing to do with anyone else. But the more I looked into it, the more things didn't add up. They'd been to places that were special to us, and she's even using inside jokes and nicknames with him that were unique to our relationship. I'm torn. Part of me wants closure and the truth about what really happened. Another part of me thinks I'm just prolonging my own pain by chasing answers she might never give. So, am I wasting my time trying to get the truth from her? Should I just accept that she may never take responsibility for her actions and move on? Has anyone else been in a similar situation? How'd you cope? I appreciate any advice or insight you can offer. Thanks for reading. Update. After a lot of thinking, I decided I couldn't stay in a relationship where trust was missing and honesty was optional. So I made the tough decision to leave. I sat her down and told her that I knew something was going on with this other guy. I mentioned the social media interactions, the time they spent together while we were supposedly working things out, and how she seemed emotionally distant. I asked her one last time to be honest with me. She stuck to her story, said that they were just friends and that I was overreacting. At that point, I realized I wasn't going to get the truth, or at least an admission from her. I told her that regardless of what she said, I couldn't continue in a relationship where I felt uncertain and mistrustful. I packed my essentials that day and moved out. Thankfully, a close friend of mine offered me a place to stay until I get back on my feet. It was hard to leave the old life we'd built together, but I knew staying would only make things worse for me emotionally. She reached out a few times, mostly asking why I'd left so suddenly and saying she doesn't understand what she did wrong. I kept my responses short, repeating over and over that I needed honesty and trust, which I didn't feel in our relationship anymore. I don't know what the future holds, but I'm hopeful. Thanks again for all your support and advice. It helped me find the strength to do what I needed to do. Now, some comments. Man, that sucks. Trust your gut on this one. If she's not willing to be honest with you, it's going to be hard to rebuild any trust. You deserve someone who respects you enough to tell you the truth. Stay strong and take care of yourself. I've been in a similar situation, and it's tough. The fact that she's using inside jokes and nicknames with someone else is a huge red flag. It sounds like you've already made up your mind, and honestly, it might be for the best. Focus on healing and surround yourself with supportive people. Sorry you're going through this. It's never easy when someone you care about isn't being straight with you. If she's not admitting to anything, despite the signs, it's probably not going to get better. Breakups are hard, but staying in a relationship where you can't trust your partner is harder. Wishing you the best.